Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your man Mohamed Camara, and welcome back to the channel. You already know what time it is. Like I promised, man, I'm gonna hook y'all up with the full 0 to 300K using TikTok ads case study. That's all we're gonna talk about here. In a few moments, we're gonna dive behind my dashboard, give you a live look inside my six-figure business here. And we're gonna talk some numbers, we're gonna talk some strategies that I use to implement as far as content, advertising, targeting, everything. If you haven't seen the last video where I address how to deal with TikTok ads not spending your budget, then go ahead and check out that video. I'll link it up here for you. All I ask is that you hit the like button before we get into it, man. I'm gonna hook y'all up with some serious value in this one, all right? So here's a look at my analytics dashboard, okay? I just wanna show you the revenue and the screenshot. As you can see, this is from August 1st of 2021, which is when I really started getting sales with this store. I opened it in like mid-July. So then August 1st is when I started getting sales. So I just narrowed it down to that time frame up until today, which is March 19th is when I'm recording this video. But you know, I did make a previous case study on this store. So if you haven't seen those videos, definitely check those out too. I'll link them up. That's when I did like 0 to 50K. So this is gonna be a 0 to 300K with the same store. And I'm gonna talk about some things that I switched up since doing the 50K in revenue, because the first 50K was actually just drop shipping. I was just straight up hardcore in the trenches, just drop shipping, finding products, trying to source them from CJ, get faster shipping, whatnot, and test and validate the product. That was the first 50K, right? And we documented that, but I told y'all, I'm gonna come back with another case study and talk about how I branded this store. So that's actually where we're at now. This store is branded. You know, customers are getting their orders within like 2-3 days because we're actually shipping them out of my mom's basement. And as you can see, we've done over 300K in revenue. Let's dive into the profit breakdown. Okay, just for full transparency here. So as you can see, this is my profit dashboard. Let me just open up the dates to the same time frame. So I'm gonna go back to August 1st to today. Okay, let's do that. And as you can see, between August and this month, right, we've done over 121K in net profit. All right, 40% net. I would say this number is maybe a little bit overinflated because it's not accounting for packaging and the supplies and materials that I've had to buy since branding the store. So like the custom cards, the packaging that the actual orders are coming in, the stickers that I'm giving, you know, as just extra value in the order. So I would say this number is maybe more so around 35%. All right, let's be a little conservative here. So, but still over 100K in pure profit. And I'm very proud of this, man, because I took this store on as a project just to really showcase my students, and I've been documenting the whole thing. So, you know, quick shout out to them, keeping me motivated. If you guys want to join Econ Bootcamp and get personal one-on-one coaching from me, I'll leave a discounted link in the description. Go ahead and check that out. That's where I'll actually reveal to you the product. I'll reveal to you the ads and everything like that. But like I said, I'm just gonna talk about some data here. And cost of goods was about 57K. Okay, ad spend was about 85K. We had a few refunds here, but that's a natural part of the business. About another 11K in refunds and 25K on shipping out to the customers. Okay, we also gave some discounts, but I don't really pay attention to that because that's part of our offer, which I call the irresistible offer, which is what gets the customer wanting to buy in the first place. It's like it gives them the impulse to want to spend money with you. Okay, as you can see, the percentage breakdown right here, our net profit is around 38% after the fees and the taxes and stuff that they calculate here. Okay, we had about 85K in ad spend on TikTok ads primarily. Cost of goods was another 18%. Okay, shipping and handling was about 8%. So that's the breakdown of the profit. Just want to be transparent with you guys. But let's talk about the product breakdown. Okay, what type of product was I selling in the first place to be able to set me up for this? So tell you the truth, the product price was actually $25. $24.99 to be exact, and it only cost me about $5 per unit. So very, very good margins. And the reason why I was selling it at that price point is because on TikTok ads, you know, I wanted to give myself a nice buffer room, okay? And this was a very unique product that tailored to a very specific group of customers. So you guys hear me talk about it in a lot of the product research videos. Make sure you have at least a $15 break even. Make sure the images are high quality, and make sure the product is so unique that the customers are not even gonna think twice about going to Amazon to get it. Okay, and that's exactly where this product fell in line. And I was able to sell it for 25, but that's still a low price point for me. All right. And in order to compensate and make up for that, I had to make up for that in upsells. Okay. Upsells and cross sells, which actually brought my AOV up to $41. I was selling the product for $24.99, but my average order value was about $40. And the reason why is because I had great upsells, I had great cross sells throughout my funnel. If you guys saw that video where I talked about, the app is called Sweet Upsell. And if you saw that video, you saw that I mentioned it's a great way to offer post-purchase upsells to increase your average order value and get the most bang for your buck as the customers are coming through and spending money on your store, because you're paying for those customers on TikTok. As you can see, I spent $85,000 on TikTok ads. So I'm gonna try and get the most out of the traffic that's coming from there. So that's why it's so important, you guys. You need to have some upsells on your store, because if I was to just sell this product for $24.99, I'd be missing out on about $15 a pop every single order, and I wouldn't have hit 300K like this, right? It would have probably been around maybe 220K. Right? So that's a lot of money if you think about it. And all you have to do is set these things up once. So go ahead, do those upsells. If there's one takeaway you could take from this product, is just, it doesn't really matter about the product pricing. It matters about the average order value. Okay, so use upsells and cross sells throughout your store to help you and bring in more revenue. Okay, as far as the product targeting, okay, so we were gonna focus on a mix of organic content and a mix of paid ad strategies when we were going to deploy this on TikTok. One, because we know organic content is great for going viral, and you're also gonna get high profit margins there. On the paid ad side, you only wanna apply paid ads to a product that is already proven to be profitable organically. Okay, so that's my big takeaway. After doing 300K on TikTok ads, I can confidently tell you that you don't want to go straight for advertising, all right? I would honestly advise for you to do organic content strategy for about the first month. Try to get initial traction. You'll see which videos people are leaning towards, and then you could just take those videos and advertise them like the best one, and you can advertise the best video to the people, and that's more likely to get the winning conversions. That's more likely to be your winning ad, okay? And it's also gonna keep you on your toes to keep pushing out dope content so that, you have more opportunities to go viral, but at the same time, you're building a brand, you're building that feel, okay? And just doing this, I was able to get videos to do over 1 million in views, 2 million in views. I have one that's done over, I think it's approaching about 3 million right now. One is above 900K. So there's a lot of ways to get reach and scalability without having to go towards ads. But ads are a great way to just supercharge things. All right. So I'll create another video in the future, organic content strategy, just focusing on that and getting exposure without having to come out with ad spend. This is great, especially if you're coming from a situation where you don't have a high budget to go and advertise with. You definitely want to focus on organic content. But after the organic content works, you definitely want to introduce ads once you prove that the product is getting traction. So after we saw that the product was getting traction, we started, doing a mix of lookalike audiences. We started doing a mix of cold targeting. And there's another thing that TikTok does, which is giving you suggestions. All right. So one of the things that I did was I split tested all of these different audience types. And I realized that even though my product was geared towards women, leaving it open to male and females allowed me to get more conversions, because males were actually looking to buy the product for females. All right, so think back to the TikTok ads platform. TikTok is a sharing platform, right? And I say that in the terms of when you see a video on TikTok, you're quick to think of somebody in your family or close friend or something like that, and you're gonna send those videos to those people. So the way TikTok works is it's so versatile that even if you're targeting a male, the male will send it to a female who is actually the target market that you're trying to sell to, and they will actually consider buying it as a gift for the female. So it's a gifting platform, and you can capitalize on this by leaving your targeting very broad, and letting TikTok do the heavy lifting for you. All age ranges. I know a big concern that people say is, I don't think people on TikTok have money to spend. Yes, they do, okay? TikTok was taken over initially by the younger demographics, like the teens, the people who are just dancing, the Charlie D'Amelios and, all of those people. But that was like the first wave. After that, more elderly people, more people from Instagram and traditional Facebook users started moving over, and those people have money, okay? There's a lot of expendable income on TikTok ads. You just gotta know how to create dope content and target the right way. Okay, so that's exactly what we focused on. After split testing, I realized, all right, we could just target to both people. We could target males and females and still get profitable results. So I left it like that. As far as, lookalike audiences, retargeting, I'm gonna be honest, retargeting is not that great on TikTok. It didn't give the highest ROAs. It did give a profitable ROA, but it wasn't as high. It was like normal to the cold audience targeting that we was running. So retargeting ads didn't do that great. And because of that, we know that we're gonna lean more towards people who are seeing our ads for the first time. So we decided that make sure that our content was so good that on the first view, they would go ahead and purchase and be encouraged to continue down our funnel. So that's one of the main things that I would say as far as approaching the targeting side on TikTok. You want to keep these things in mind, all right? I would say that the lookalike audience also did not work as well. And I was very disappointed in that at first because I was expecting, okay, we got some data from our organic strategies. Let's just put them into lookalikes and let's start scaling there. But it didn't work. It just didn't, all right? But I didn't like quit or anything. I just followed the data. The data was showing me that TikTok actually knew my audience better than me. And one of the things that TikTok does is it gives you suggested audiences after a while. After you give TikTok a good amount of data, I would say after you spend about $500 to $1,000 on TikTok, they'll start suggesting audiences for you. So when you come into your ad section and you start deploying ads, it'll look something like this. It'll say, to reach more relevant users, try these interests based on your activity, okay? So that's what I did. I would add them, and these audiences were the best performing audiences on TikTok, okay? So use the suggested audiences whenever you can. They're going to be very, very powerful and effective because TikTok is digging in and saying, all right, these are the people more likely to convert on your site. It just compiles data knowing their algorithm. They know how to target and they know your audience better than you. So trust in TikTok in this scenario. It's not like Facebook, where Facebook kind of suggests audiences, but then they don't work. They suggest that you expand your audience interest and it just doesn't work. This one actually worked and I was surprised, but it saved me because I was banking on the lookalike audiences, but these audiences pretty much they were lifting most of the heavy weight as far as the profitability, okay? Initially, when I was doing my cold targeting, I was just doing interest targeting right here. So what I mean by that is, at first, I tried doing different ad sets with just interest, doing ones with people who carried out actions, right? And people who followed certain creators. These two didn't work. The people who carried out following interactions didn't work, and the people who carried out following creators didn't work. All right. The behavior hashtag is new. I didn't get a chance to test that. When I did, it didn't work either. The only one that worked initially was the people from interest. But after about $1,000 in ad spend, when they started suggesting audiences, I just went with those, and it gave a good mix of all three, but they were working. All right. And the audience sizes, as you can see, is fairly broad. That's the optimal point that I realized TikTok really likes. It likes to have a wide range to play around with. So make sure that your audiences are broad. And one last thing, obviously, you guys heard me say this in some of my other videos. Make sure every time you launch new ads that you start it at midnight the next day. Because if you start at midday, it'll go ahead and spend all your ad spend, before the end of the day. And then you'll end up with like broken ad sets going into the next day. And your optimization is ruined from the start. So start it at midnight the next day so you could get even spend throughout the day. And that's where I found TikTok ads works most optimally. All right. And one of the things I would suggest is do not select target expansion. Okay. I did not use this on any of my things. Make sure that that is unchecked. Yeah, that's about the only pointers I can give you here as far as the targeting. Okay. It's very simple. Like TikTok ads, when you figure out the content and you have a good product, The ad delivery and stuff like that is very simple, okay? I spent 85K in ad spend here, so you could get 85K worth of knowledge just by watching this video. So make sure you hit the like button on this video if you're getting some value out of it. I'm gonna drop a few more gems for you guys here. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was the email marketing, okay? We had to do a lot of things on our back end because our retargeting ads wasn't working, right? So how are we gonna capitalize even more on people who are a little bit hesitant on buying our product? It's through our email marketing, all right? Let me dive into my email marketing dashboard here. I don't think I could select those exact dates, right? But I'll just go with the last 90 days just so you guys can see a good amount of data. 24% of all of our sales came from Klaviyo. It came from our email marketing, okay? And this is a big deal because, you know, in the last 90 days, if you take a look here, the total revenue in just the last 90 days was about 150K. But the revenue from Klaviyo in the last 90 days, out of that 150K, was about $37,112, right? So do not sleep on email marketing, okay? I would suggest having email marketing set up before you go and advertise, before you go and deploy all your organic content methods, doing influencer marketing. Make sure you have your email marketing set up because it's gonna serve as like a fishing net so that anybody who does fall outside of your funnel, they're going to end up in this fishing net in your email marketing that you can remarket to, okay? And if we look at the breakdown of my email flows, I have about 6 flows set up, okay? And the best one for me that produced the most revenue was the welcome flow. So the welcome series is basically when somebody comes into your website, they get a pop-up or a banner or something like that that says, hey, sign up for our newsletter. But our way to bait them into signing up was to say, hey, we'll give you 10% off your first purchase if you sign up for our newsletter. And that got a lot of people purchases. Obviously, this made up the majority of our email sales. Half of it came from just one flow. So that goes to show you how powerful these flows are. And if you have the right hook, if you have the right bait for the customer to give you their email, you win, okay? Because you can remarket to that person. More than likely, they're gonna be encouraged to redeem that coupon right away. So you're getting the most bang for your buck, right? Imagine if I didn't have upsells. Imagine if I didn't have my email marketing set up the right way on this store. All of a sudden, that's 100K in revenue off the analytics dashboard. This store would not have passed 200K in revenue if I didn't have the proper upsells and email marketing strategies. All right, so I want to highlight that because a lot of the work is done on the back end. All right, yes, it's about the ads and it's about the content, but you need to have the right system to convert the customer in the first place. All right, so I want to mention that because this is something I think a lot of people look over, and I'll actually go into detail on how to set up proper emails in my next video. So make sure you subscribe right now so you don't miss out on that video. I'll show you exactly how to get these type of results with email marketing flows and campaigns. Finally, I do want to talk about how we scaled this store. What was the mindset behind trying to scale this store? So obviously we was trying to turn this into a brand. So there was a whole time period, you know, if I go back to my analytics tab, you can see that the sales kind of dipped here. And this is when we started buying our inventory. When we did our first 50K drop shipping, we said, all right, we have something that's working, so let's buy inventory and then let's start branding this store. So as the inventory was coming in, we was refining and optimizing little details on our website, you know, adding the proper upsells, configuring our email flows the right way so that we can maximize our revenue. And once that came in, it came in right in time for Black Friday. But this is the thing, you notice on my returning customer rate, the first few months when I was drop shipping, I didn't have any returning customers. But then after I started branding, my returning customer rate started going up. As you can see, the blue line over the green is the returning customers. So this goes to show that the branding aspect had an impact on the customer's happiness, so much so that they were willing to come back to the store and complete purchasing, buy for other friends. I've personally had a few comments in the comment section of these ads saying, I bought 2 of these, I'm gonna buy 2 more for my friends and family. So we knew that we were doing something right. All right, reviews are very important when you get into this stage. When you start scaling, the reviews are actually going to get you more of the scale and than your ads are, right? The reviews are actually going to do most of the heavy lifting later on. So you got to make sure that for that first 50K in revenue, you're giving the best customer service that you can to your customers. And after that, you know, it'll set you up in a good position so that you can go scale. All right. Now, you know, where we're at with this store, I'm actually working with a broker. We're looking to sell this store for, you know, a close to about 500K in revenue. That's our asking price. And it's been less than a year of me building out this store, and it's already produced a great amount of profit for me. And it's about to result in some more profit after we're able to sell it, inshallah, hopefully, right? So that's just where we're at right now. There's a few more things we can optimize as far as our conversion rate. So we're looking at other themes that we can work with, maybe narrowing down our products, introducing more products that are like the products that we're selling right now. And I have a theory here that I can actually make more profit in 1 month if I don't advertise, okay? Because advertising is cutting into your profit margins a little bit, and it's okay because it's profitable, but it's a matter of, do you want to make 50% of, you know, 50K, or do you want to make 20% of 100K, right? And if you think about it, 50% of 50K is $25,000 compared to $20,000. So, you know, that's why I'm cutting back on the ads here, and it's going to give us time to optimize and also set this up for our brokers, which are going to go out into the marketplace and try to get some sellers for this store. So that's this store, man. Like I said, I can't release all the details on this store as much as I want to. You know, this is reserved for my paying students. If you're interested in seeing the details behind the scenes on this store and actually have me pull back the curtain on this, show you the product, show you the website, show you the advertising strategies. You know, there was days where I'm on a live call with my students and I'm scaling this thing to $1,000 a day live, you know, inside my dashboard. If you want to see all that stuff, join Ecom Bootcamp, man. That's where you belong in the first place. We do 2 weekly live calls every single week. I have my web designers go and build your store for you. If you already have a store, I'll have them optimize your already existing store. You get a one-on-one call with me, and you get my TikTok ads mastery course, you know, all in one package. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested in joining Ecom Bootcamp, getting mentorship from me. But yeah, I just want to leave this right here, man. This was one of my most favorite stores to work on, because first time actually using TikTok ads, and things didn't go as planned, but we were still able to adapt and adjust as we were going on, and just hit that 300K. Customers are happy, and we're getting to sell this to people who are ready to take it to the next level. So that's about it for this, man. I hope you got some value. Hit the like if you did. If you didn't get no value, hit the like anyways because it's free. And go ahead in the comment section. I want to know what you guys' thoughts are on this store. Let me know what video suggestions you want to see next, and I'll go ahead and generate some videos on that. But like I promised, in the next video, we'll be talking about email marketing and how to actually set that up for more profits, accounting for over 25% of our revenue on this 300K store right here. Okay, so I'm gonna share some strategies with y'all. We'll keep getting to it, Money Mafia. If you want to check out some other content, check this video out right here. If you like this, you'll definitely like that one too. And that's all I got for y'all, man. Stay tuned, Money Mafia. Let's get to it. Peace out.